All right, we are doing the notes here for 11-2, example 1. So example 1, pretty straightforward. They're talking about her charges per month. $90 monthly fee includes 3 gigabytes worth of data. It says the taxes and fees on that bill is $29 a month. Now remember, $90 a month doesn't mean that's what you pay. You still have to pay taxes. The taxes and fees are the extra $29 from that example. They also say that every gigabyte you go over 3, it's $15 for each extra gigabyte. So depending on how many you use, you have to buy some extras. So they want to know if you used 3.2 gigabytes of data, what would that bill cost? First, we got to figure out the normal bill. Well, the normal bill, $90 a month, plus the $29 taxes and fees. Normally, the bill's around $119. But for 3.2 gigabytes of data, since we got 3 and we need at least 1 more, each extra is 15. So the extra, we had to buy 1 gigabyte. So that's an extra $15. Add that to the $119, and our bill would be $134 for using 3.2 gigabytes. Now, if they asked you, for example, what if you used 4.8 gigabytes? You'd have to figure out how many gigabytes over 3 you would use. So for this one, we had 3.2 gigabytes. So if you subtract from the 3 you're given, 0.2, which means we'd only need 1 more. But depending on how many they gave you, subtract from 3, and that tells you how many more you'd need. And you can't do decimals, so you'd always have to take at least 1 more. So that's how you can figure this one out. Example 1. Good job. All right, 11-2, example 2. So this one's pretty straightforward, but the tricky part is they end up asking us for different units to break it down. So she's getting a bundle for her internet, her cable, and her landline, $99 a month. They also mentioned that her cell phone normally is $59.70 a month. So those are her monthly costs, but they don't ask you how much she pays per month. They said, how much does that come out to daily? So because each month has a different number of days, it's kind of a trick technicality. Like we've done this year, we have to basically change it to a bigger number and then make it smaller. Meaning, first let's figure out, all right, if there's their 2 costs, what is that per month? $99 plus the $59.70 gives us her monthly bill is about $158.70 a month. They want daily though. So what you're going to do, if there's the month, first let's change it to years. How many months are in a year? 12. So you take that monthly, $158.70 times 12, because there's 12 months in a year, to give us a new total of $1,904.40. That's yearly cost. But they want daily. Well, how many days are in a year? 365. So we're going to take that yearly amount, divide it by how many days there are in a year, 365, and it comes out to be about $5.22 a day. These types of questions, they could ask you for monthly. They could ask you for weekly. Remember weekly? Think about, all right, how many weeks are in a year? We got 52 weeks in a year. They could say monthly, 12 months in a year, daily, 365. So this particular skill could be any of those. Good job. Hopefully the slow-mo thing isn't going. Section 11-2, example 3. So they're talking about the piecewise function. We've seen these before earlier in the year. They didn't tell us much in this example other than x represents minutes and f of x is the cost. So depending on the x minutes, less than or equal to 750, greater than 750, this 750 number has something to do with where we would plug in things. And since they didn't tell us, they have some questions. First is, just from looking at this, what seems like it's the free minutes? All the minutes, x, are based off of this 750. So from our knowledge here about equations, we have to guess that that 750, x is minutes. The 750 has to be the free minutes. That's how many free minutes everybody gets. Because basically, if it's less than 750, it costs this. If it's more, it costs this. So for more, greater than 750, that must be the cost based on the minutes. And then, depending on if it's an integer, or the integer means not a decimal, or a decimal, that's going to tell us which equation to plug it into. Now, also looking at each equation, what's the same on each one? Well, the 40, 40, 40. This one's a little different with the decimal, but just from looking, the basic charge. Well, the basic charge is, if you don't go over your minutes, how much would it cost like? And since less than 750 minutes, $40 here, that would have to be the basic charge. And notice, that's the same for all of them. 40, 40, 40. So it looks like that's the basic charge for all of them. And then this plus looks like the extra, which I would assume in a phone call would be for the minutes. So if the minutes goes over 750, then it's a little bit different. It's going to go up. And it's going to go up by how much? Well, we were subtracting something from 750, but then there's this guy here. This guy's multiplying. This looks like a decimal or something, looks like a rate. So the charge per minute after we go over this must be, if they're multiplying this, here's the X with 750, that's the minutes times 0.35, that's change, 35 cents. So that's the cost of the charge per minute over the 750. And then the last is just, okay, if they tell you how much would it cost for 801.3 minutes, since it's a decimal, we'd plug it in this last equation, which looks like this. You take your 801.3, you put it in for the X. First, remember your PEMDAS. You got to do inside first. So you subtract your 750 for 51.3. Then they have the plus 1 in the equation. I didn't make it up. That was the equation they gave us, because you have to charge for every portion over the decimal. So 51.3 plus 1 was 52.3. Then you're going to distribute and multiply it by that 35 cents per minute times the 52. Gives us about $18.31 extra minutes to the 40 that's the original. So you end up with a monthly bill of about $58.31. Hopefully that didn't slow-mo.